Hello everyone. If you're looking for a sustainable, cost-effective, and extremely environmentally friendly farming model, raising black soldier fly larvae is an excellent choice that more and more countries in Asia are successfully adopting. Not only does it efficiently recycle organic waste, but this model also provides a high-quality, nutrient-rich protein source for chickens, ducks, ornamental fish, reptile pets, while turning waste into organic fertilizer rich in potassium, beneficial microorganisms, and natural humus. Today, we will explore together how to raise black soldier fly larvae on a small scale, perfect for beginners and household use, with low investment yet highly effective results. This method combines modern science with practical, everyday techniques that are easy to apply anywhere, from your backyard to a city apartment balcony. First, let us clearly understand why starting small is the best approach. Unlike traditional livestock farming that requires large capital, extensive space, and high risk, raising black soldier fly larvae at home offers numerous practical benefits, making it easy to get started with minimal worry. The initial investment is extremely low. Just a few clean plastic trays. You can repurpose old foam boxes or plastic containers. 10 to 20 grams of eggs or young larvae per tray, and a small corner such as a backyard, balcony, garage, or even a discreet indoor spot is enough to begin. Black soldier fly larvae are exceptionally good at eating a wide variety of waste, so you can use readily available household items, from poultry manure, leftover vegetables, fruit peels, to daily food scraps, and turn this insect into free feed, reducing animal feed costs by 40 to 50%. The larvae contain about 40 to 50% high-quality protein rich in essential amino acids. Fat usually accounts for 15 to 35%, including omega-3. Calcium typically ranges from 3 to 8% depending on the diet and can even be higher, along with balanced minerals with a calcium to phosphorus ratio often between 1.5 to 1 and 2 to 1. An excellent balance for bone and eggshell development in animals. This allows you to partially replace expensive commercial feed while being safer, as it contains no antibiotics or chemical residues. You gain self-sufficiency in clean protein for small poultry flocks, ornamental fish, and insect-eating pets, resulting in healthier animals, better feed conversion, larger eggs, and stronger shells. Plus, the super-fast cycle, from egg hatching to harvest in just 12 to 15 days depending on temperature and feed, enables easy capital turnover, continuous weekly harvests, real-world learning, and the option to sell fresh, dried, or frozen larvae, or produce fertilizer for extra income or personal use. Regarding feed and input materials, be flexible and choose based on local conditions, prioritizing readily available sources to save costs, ensure sustainability, and help reduce organic waste in the environment. If you live in a rural area, chicken or duck manure is a highly promising material. However, fresh manure should not be used directly. Pre-compost it for 5 to 7 days to reduce odor, lower harmful microorganisms, and stabilize moisture. After composting, mix in rice bran, corn bran, soybean residue, or sorted organic waste, such as spoiled vegetables and fruits, to boost nutrition, balance the carbon to nitrogen ratio, and improve larval growth rate. Properly utilizing agricultural byproducts not only helps larvae grow quickly and uniformly, but also creates a circular economy model, turning waste into valuable protein and high-quality organic fertilizer. If you live in an urban area or city, you do not need to worry about lacking feed sources. In urban environments, daily household organic waste is diverse and consistent, sufficient to sustainably maintain the system. Leftover food, fruit peels, expired dairy products, or long-stored meat and fish from the fridge can all be used as larval nutrition. These provide starch, sugars, and protein, key components for fast growth and high biomass. When using, chop finely and mix evenly to improve consumption, and balance plant-based and animal-based materials to minimize odor. Beyond household sources, cities also generate large amounts of organic waste from supermarkets, bakeries, and restaurants, such as bruised fruit, spoiled vegetables, unsold bread, or food preparation scraps. When properly collected and managed, these are extremely promising and stable resources. However, hygiene and odor control are critical in urban settings. Carefully sort materials, completely remove packaging, plastic and metal, and limit foods high in salt, oil, grease, or strong spices. Place the system in a well-ventilated area to keep it clean and avoid disturbing nearby living spaces. When managed properly, this model not only efficiently processes organic waste, but also transforms it into valuable protein and organic fertilizer, contributing to a sustainable production ecosystem right in the middle of the city. Now, the core factor that determines success or failure: how to maximize the larval survival rate. Black soldier fly larvae are very resilient and tolerate harsher conditions than many other species, but without proper control, mass die-offs can occur due to high temperature, lack of oxygen, or unsuitable moisture. First, maintain ideal feed moisture at 60 to 70%. Too high leads to anaerobic fermentation, odor, and disease. Too low causes larvae to dry out and grow slowly. A simple test: squeeze a handful. It should feel sticky but not drip water. Avoid excess wetness to prevent pooling. If too wet, sprinkle rice bran or corn bran to absorb moisture. If too dry, lightly mist with a spray bottle. Next, do not make the feed layer thicker than 10 centimeters. In practice, about 5 centimeters is ideal to prevent heat buildup and suffocation. Instead of one large, densely filled tray, divide into 3 to 4 smaller trays for easier management, better airflow, and complete consumption within 2 to 3 days. Regularly check and gently stir by hand or tool to aerate, as active larvae generate heat. Maintain overall temperature at 25 to 35 degrees Celsius to avoid stress by placing in a cool, shaded spot away from direct sunlight. With proper technique, survival rates can reach 90 to 95%, a very promising figure for beginners. For an easy-to-visualize and immediate start, here's a super simple real model. Just 2 square meters of space, divided into 3 to 4 plastic trays. Purchase eggs or young larvae from a reliable source instead of breeding adults right away, as the adult fly stage requires more advanced techniques such as separate netting, proper lighting, stable temperature, and humidity. Add feed thinly, monitor daily for moisture, temperature, and survival rate. After 2 months of stabilization, high survival, no odor, smooth operation, you will feel confident to scale up. Here's a clear development roadmap to help you progress step by step with confidence. Phase 1, months 1 to 2. Focus on experimenting with 2 to 3 small trays. Record detailed daily notes on moisture, temperature, feed amount, and survival rate. Prioritize learning basic techniques and avoid overfilling feed or adding too many eggs. This is the time to build the strongest foundation. Phase 2, months 3 to 4. Increase to 5 to 10 trays. Establish a stable feed supply from the community or locally. Experiment with breeding adult flies using net cages to harvest your own eggs, and reduce reliance on external seed purchases. Phase 3, after 6 months. Once you have mastered the techniques and achieved consistently high survival rates, invest in a larvae dryer for long-term storage, a freezer for fresh larvae, or expand space. At this stage, diversify products. Sell fresh larvae to aquarium and pet owners, dried larvae as poultry feed, organic fertilizer for vegetable gardens. Income will gradually stabilize and bring real joy from creative work. Of course, no model is perfect from the start, so be aware of some real risks to stay mentally prepared. Beginners often make the mistake of using too high an egg or larvae density or overfilling feed, causing heat buildup and mass die-offs in the middle of trays. The solution is to start small and observe carefully. Odor is a serious issue to control in urban settings. To minimize it, avoid using food high in oil, grease, or strong spices. Chop food finely, mix evenly, and feed just enough for the larvae to finish in 2 to 3 days. Breeding adult flies is more challenging than raising larvae and requires separate cages, precise lighting, temperature, and humidity conditions. Also, Protect against other pests like ants, rats, and houseflies by using netting or elevated placement. In summary, raising black soldier fly larvae on a small scale at home is not something everyone can master immediately. But with a stable feed source, good odor control, solid technical knowledge, and persistent learning from practice, it is a fantastic way to produce excellent protein for your animals, significantly cut farming costs, protect the environment, reduce reliance on industrial feed, and enjoy the satisfaction of turning waste into treasure. Start small, start today. You will find it more rewarding than you imagine. If you have any questions, from sourcing larvae to specific odor management, feel free to comment below. Wishing you great success and see you in the next updates.